Obscure City is a place where you can find many unique dangers. This is where she works, Cassandra Killjoy, paranormal private eye. Now a teenage girl's father has gone missing, and Killjoy believes that the city's enigmatic protector, the swordsman, is the key to finding him. So Killjoy must face many deadly dangers in her search for the swordsman. Available on Amazon.com. Even extraordinary... Actually, wait. No, that's not right. Hold on. Back it up. Let me start over. Even half-good cartoons can have predictably bad episodes. And when that happens, you get InepToons. Okay, I'm about to lay down some of my trademark honesty here, so here we go. The purpose of this video series is to riff on bad episodes from extraordinary cartoons. It's like sports bloopers. It humanizes the extraordinary people that we admire, and it makes them more relatable. Now, the original 1987 Ninja Turtles cartoon, while successful and running for a full decade, and while it is 100% responsible for turning a hyper-violent indie comic into a pop culture phenomenon, it is not extraordinary. Like I said, it's only half good. The first 2 seasons and the final 3 are good. Not remarkable, but good. The middle 5... oh boy. Suffice it to say, TMNT was a victim of its own success. The show was on such high demand that the creators ended up simultaneously producing episodes for both syndicated cable television and CBS. That's a lot of episodes. Hell, during season 4, they produced 2 seasons at the same time, one for the US and one for Europe. So, suffice it to say, with so much work to do, quality control went out the window for a bit. Guys, this show has over 100 episodes that range from okay to bad to just unwatchable. And for this reason, I had no intention of ever featuring this show on this video series. And then I riffed on the Pulverizer episode from the 2012 Turtles cartoon, where I briefly mentioned Zack, the 5th turtle, the most disliked character from the original series. And I accidentally opened Pandora's box, as requests started to pour in to riff on one of the episodes of the OG Turtles cartoon. Problem is that that's over 100 episodes that I could potentially riff on, so I couldn't decide. So I asked my fellow YouTubers, and no one could agree on what was the worst episode of the show. So I posted the question to you guys, and after much deliberation, we narrowed it down to 3 episodes: Poor Little Rich Turtle, Back to the Egg, and the 5th Turtle. So then I put it to a vote, and the 5th Turtle won by a landslide. Ugh. It always comes back to Zack. So, without further ado, by definitive popular demand, fanboys and fangirls, from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1987, this is the 5th Turtle. So our episode begins with Donatello studying the planetary conjunction, by which Earth, Mars, and the Moon will come into perfect alignment. Now, I want to point out that the Moon is a satellite and not a planet, but we aren't talking about a guy who can build a transdimensional portal stick with a flashlight and some duct tape, so who am I to argue? But Donnie's very important study is cut short by some equally important matters.
Shredded mozzarella, like in We're All Out of It.
So we picked you to go to the store and get some.
Yup. Sending your MVP, the guy who is responsible for your vehicles, gadgets, and pretty much the solution to every world-saving dilemma you've ever encountered, out for groceries in the middle of the night is far more important than whatever nerd he's doing right now that's definitely gonna save your lives later. But I digress. Donnie agrees to go on the condition that Raph goes with him. So they put on their nightmare-fueled disguises and head out. Seriously, who made these masks? Darkman? But a very annoying figure watches our heroes from the distance. Later, as they exit the store, Raph suggests that they take a shortcut down an alley, even though they came from the sewer access directly across from the store. But whatevs, it's not like this is a dangerous alley or... oh, never mind. Boy, did these guys pick the wrong people to mug, because they're about to get their asses kicked into a whole new shape.
Stop! I am Zack!
Oh no. So, for those of you who don't know, This is Zach, aka the fifth turtle. He's just a little kid who's a huge fan of the Ninja Turtles and wants to be one of them. There's just one little itty bitty little problem. He really sucks.
I'll show you!
In spite of Peter McPoopypants, the boys in green still manage to stop the muggers, which is directly followed by Zach asking to be part of their team.
I want to help you guys fight crime!
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
And what are his qualifications?
I got my own junior crime fighter kit.
Ugh, jeez. Thankfully, Donatello, as per usual, is the voice of reason.
You're no crime fighter, you're a menace.
Preach, brother, preach. Upset, Zach goes to leave the alley when he finds Raph's Turtlecom laying on the ground. But instead of returning it, he just takes it home. You know, like a hero. The question is, how does Zach know about the Ninja Turtles? How did he track Donatello and Raphael? How did he learn their names? Well, the reason for that, no time to explain, next scene! We check in on the show's villains, Shredder and Krang, as the big brain shares his latest scheme with the Metal Menace, which involves channeling the power of the planetary conjunction to free the Technodrone from the underground cavern where it is currently stuck due to the Turtles. But in order to do that, they need to steal the Capsidian crystals, which apparently can be used as a conductor.
Everybody got that?
So we cut to Zach's house, where currently his older brother is making fun of him for wanting to be a Ninja Turtle. And while it sickens me to take the side of a bully, in this case his brother is right. Zach is neither a ninja nor a turtle. So stop trying to make the fifth turtle happen, it's not gonna happen. Later, Zach discovers that what he stole is a communicator, and immediately does the right thing and returns it to its rightful owners. Nope! He keeps it and uses it to spy on the Turtles, because that's what heroes do. We cut to April over at Channel 6 News as a report rolls in about a rhino and a warthog breaking into the Marconi laboratories.
Well, they must have had a garage sale at the zoo.
Oh, Irma, no more lines for you. Knowing that this could only be Shredder's minions, Bebop and Rocksteady, April calls the Turtles to inform them of the crime. And Zach listens in on the conversation and decides to go to a place where absolutely nobody wants him to be because that's what a normal person would do. Meanwhile, at Marconi Laboratories, the Turtles and April arrive and find the villains smack dab in the middle of stealing the crystals, when suddenly Mikey decides to break the fourth wall for no reason.
Get serious, dude. They don't call this the Shredder Show.
Was that? You think that's what I do?
But the time for feeble banter is over, as the heroes in a half shell are about to give these baddies a taste of turtle power.
What? Here I come! I'll help you!
Oh, for the love of... Shredder immediately puts the kid to good use, as he activates a giant pendulum that is going to crush him.
Byrne is gonna love this footage!
April, a child, is about to get crushed to death. What the hell? So the Turtles have to divert to save Zach. Then Shredder uses a machine that shoots lightning to cover his escape. Hold on, a man-crushing pendulum? A lightning machine? Who runs this lab, Dr. Robotnik? On their way out, Rocksteady stops to take April's camera, which has all the evidence of their presence, and then conveniently tells her the details of their plan.
You won't be so gutsy tomorrow night when we raise the Technodrome.
Aw, what a polite bad guy. The Turtles, once again, rightfully scold Zach for getting in their way. Leo even takes his mask. But the moment that the Turtles turn around, he vanishes. Like he's Batman and they're Commissioner Gordon. So he can't fight, he can hardly ride a bike, but he has the stealth of a cat? What? So we cut back to the lair, where we see the Turtles ride in on the party wagon via the secret entrance. And Zach follows them in, somehow keeping up with the van on his bike. How did you, what the, ugh. As the Turtles get out of the van, Leo complains about a mysterious sticky substance on the floorboards, and just dismisses it as food or drink that Michelangelo must have spilt, which is apparently not worth investigating any further. You know, because it's not like they're professional crime fighters or anything. Now, what the sticky substance actually is a special paint that can only be seen under ultraviolet light. And Zack just so happens to have a pair of ultraviolet glasses he got from his Junior Crime Fighter kit that he can use to follow the turtles' footprints back to the secret location of their home. The hell? Who put together the Junior Crime Fighter kit? Jason Bourne? Also, when the heck did Zack put the special paint in the van? Also, how did he break into the van? And is anyone else concerned that while he might suck at being a crime fighter, he's really good at being a stalker? No? Just me? Okay. So, Zack finds the turtles home. But instead of showing concern that this stranger has compromised their location, Splinter openly compliments him for outsmarting his kids. Yeah, nice parenting, Ratman. Zack then shows them his gratitude as a fan by jamming a random cable from his Junior Crime Fighter kit into the Turtlecom that he stole and making a noise that is only half as annoying as he is. Important plot point. The turtles are about to send Stinky Mac Dumpy Pants home, but first, Splinter makes him promise not to get involved in the turtles' adventures anymore. And Zack agrees. The end. I wish. God, I wish. No, actually, we cut to a random building where Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady are watching the footage from April's camera. And they spot the license plate from Zack's bicycle, which they then use to look up his address. And wait a minute! Bicycles didn't have license plates when this episode was released? Look, I'm willing to suspend my disbelief for martial arts crime-fighting turtles, mutant zoo animals, and aliens from other dimensions. But a bicycle having a license plate north of 1976? That is where I draw the line. So, Bebop and Rocksteady go to Zack's house to kidnap him. But Zack just gets in the closet and sits amongst his plush dolls, and Bulk and Skull over here can't see him. And then on top of that, they just stand there and say Shredder's plan aloud, including the location where it will take place. And then they just leave. Seriously, how has Shredder not fired these guys yet? Once they're gone, Zack decides to break his promise and warn the turtles. Even though the turtles have already figured out what Shredder's doing at this point and are already on the scene and don't really need his help, but he's gonna do that anyway. But whatever. Alright, so Zack's gonna get captured in 5, 4, 3, 2, and there he goes. Good job, Zack. At the planetarium, the turtles find that the place is crawling with foot soldiers, so they decide to divide and conquer. Leo and Mikey will go inside and stop the Shredder, while Raph and Donnie stay outside and deal with the guards. But the second that Leo and Mikey get inside, they find that Shredder is holding Zack hostage, so they have no choice but to surrender. Good job, Zack. Meanwhile, outside, Donnie and Raph trick the foot soldiers into going back into their excavation module and send them back underground via the autopilot. They then run inside to help their brothers, and I swear to you, we just jump cut to them being captured as well. Now, I have no evidence of this, but I'm really sure that this too is Zack's fault. Good job, Zack. So, the planetary conjunction happens, the crystals are in place, and Shredder begins the process of siphoning the power into the Technodrome so Krang can drive it back to the surface. The turtles discuss their options, and Donnie mentions how the Capsidian crystals are sensitive to sound, which makes me wonder why they haven't already shattered at this point, but the episode is almost over, so let's just keep going. What matters is that Dingus McNoodlenut uses his magic cable to make his stolen Turtlecom make the noise, the crystals shatter, and the day is saved. Zack, you still suck. Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady make a run for it, but with their module gone, they have no choice but to dive into the hole that it left behind, falling for miles and slamming face first into Krang. And how exactly did they not break every bone in their body? Was it because of Shredder's armor? Was it because of Bebop and Rocksteady's mutation? I don't know. Take your pick. And so our episode ends, with Zack returning home, where his brother makes fun of him again because why wouldn't he? Only for him to notice just who gave him a ride home.
So long, Zack!
You make a great turtle, even if you're not green.
Do I even need to say that this episode is bad? You know what? Let's just skip that part. Look, I can 100% see how someone on the creative team of this show might think that this was a good idea, to add a surrogate character for the children who watch the show to relate to. But there's a huge reason why that doesn't work, which is that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the one franchise that doesn't need a surrogate character, because the Turtles have no race or creed, and henceforth, every child who watches it can very easily relate to them and see themselves through them. Furthermore, because the Turtles don't have powers and they gained their amazing skills via training and study, every kid who watches it at least feels like if they trained hard enough, they could do what the Turtles do. So, throwing a wimpy, annoying kid claiming to be a fan into the show and implying that he represents the audience is pretty damn insulting to the fan base. Hell, Rob Paulsen, who played both Raphael and Zack on the series, was once asked on his podcast, Talking Toons, who was his most disliked character. And without hesitation, he said Zack. Yeah, the hatred runs deep. Now, guys, I know that there are 6 more episodes with Zack in them, but I really hope you guys don't request them. Cause like Bebop and Rocksteady, I hope to just not notice him and never see Zack again.
Nothing in there but a bunch of stupid toys.
Next time on InepTToons.